board has gotten the highest cleanliness rating in the Mayor's Management Report for 2 years in a row. We want to say to that community board, this is your bill, right? If you want one less day of street cleaning a week, which would mean one less day of alternate side of the street, you can have it. Now again, we're not going to force that on anybody, but if you want that, you can have it. Now it doesn't make more spots, but it means you don't have to drive around an extra day a week, and I want to thank Brad for giving us that suggestion. We're also going to pass a piece of legislation that requires the city to create an interactive parking map. So before you go move your car, you could go online, see what the rules are in the areas around you, parking rules. See where filming is going on, where construction is going on. Again, it doesn't make more spots, but it tells you don't go down those roads, those streets, because you're not going to find any spots. So those are some of the things we're doing in that area that we want to do more and would love to hear ideas, but we hope will be helpful as to ease this burden a little bit. Let me mention one other area, and then I'd love to take questions, which is small businesses. We've tried very hard over the past few years to be as supportive as we could of small businesses in the city to try to make their lives easier so they can stay afloat and employ more people. 2 years ago in my State of the City speech, I talked about the challenge that businesses have, particularly restaurants, opening up. Because there's an endless amount of inspections that has to happen. There was a poor guy in my district in the village. He had 8 inspections before he opened. He waited 4 months for the last one. He was ready to go. So he wasn't paying anybody, he wasn't making any money, but he had to pay 4 months of rent. Now trust me, when we go to ticket that restaurant, miraculously every agency can come on one day in these kind of SWAT ticket things that they do. So we proposed then, why can't we streamline the inspection process for opening? And we were kind of told that's never going to happen. But we initiated a pilot, and for 200 restaurants in the city, we cut their opening time by 3 months. Makes you wonder how long it was to begin with if you could cut it by 3 months, but it's a step in the right direction. We want to take that idea of the city of New York embracing customer service the same way businesses do to another level with small businesses, and we've launched something called NYC Business Link. Let me give you just another example of why we're doing this. So there's another restaurant we're working with. The guy wants to open a private room in the back so he can do parties and stuff as his restaurant. So he's told by the Department of Health, fine, you can do an open kitchen, you do a 3-foot wall around your kitchen, then you have the room, people can watch the chef cook. Great. Then the Department of Building comes, and I swear to God, this is a real story, you're going to shake your head about it. The Department of Building comes and says, open kitchen, that doesn't exist in the law. He goes back to the Department of Health, and they say, oh, it does exist in the law, but it's not 3 foot, it's 5 foot. Then another DOH inspector comes and says, it's 6 foot. Then the next DOH inspector comes and he says it's 8 foot. And the guy says 8 feet. And apparently the inspector said, well, people are getting taller nowadays. My joke was like, is it the only Bill de Blasio eats at this restaurant and basketball players? It's crazy. I mentioned this guy in my State of the City speech, at which point he still didn't have his permits, and I joked either he's getting them tomorrow or he's being closed down tomorrow for having been mentioned in the speech. But that's crazy. And the idea of NYC Business Link is a small business owner would call 311. They would say, we want to open, we want to expand, we want to do something new. And they would then get connected to an NYC Business Link coordinator. That person is now your point person, who's going to get you the answers, who's going to network between city agencies, and eventually get to the point where they would call you to tell you, your license expires in 3 months. And the good thing is, we don't have to hire new people to do this. We just have to take everybody out of their individual little silos in city agencies and group them all together.